Hi everyone. I've just got about 5 minutes before I leave for the airport. I'm off to Tuscany on a painting holiday, and not before time. I've had quite a week the last week, and it's just what the doctor ordered. So just before I go, I wanted to tell you about something that's been the subject of quite a lot of discussion in our house in the last couple of weeks. My husband Richard has just got back from a drumming course week in Ireland. He stayed in a studio kind of with accommodation, and it was a very intense, quite a high level course. He's been playing the drums since he was about 17, about 40 years ago, and has played ever since, and he still plays in bands, and it's a big part of his life. And we're both big believers in just carrying on learning. We never feel like we've got there, and he certainly never does with the drumming. And it's his way of de-stressing and just kind of letting his hair down and honing new skills, as well as practicing old skills. And one of the things that his teacher told them about on this course was the idea of a 45-minute practice routine. And when we were talking about it, I realised that there were many parallels with the artist practice, and what Jessica calls the meta layer. It is how I see it. And so what they do, and I've printed off the sort of schedule that they talk about when they're discussing the 45-minute practice routine. And this guy suggests that you do it every single day. And so the idea is that you don't just go to your drum kit or your art room or your desk or your easel, whatever, and just do whatever you fancy. Because quite often then you do the easiest thing, you take your default position and just stay in your comfort zone, and you're not really progressing and pushing yourself if that's what you want to do. So what they suggest is, first of all, warming up for 5 minutes, literally to get your hands warm, and your mind as well. Obviously, you want to warm your mind up and reacquaint yourself with your materials, whether it's a drum kit or pencils, charcoals, paint, whatever. Quite often, this is the point that it's easy to spot some of the weaknesses. You think, what do I naturally lean towards, and what do I shy away from? Is that a weak spot which I need to develop? So you might be conscious of those things while you're warming up. Secondly, they suggest that you spend 10 minutes improvising. In this instance, they're talking about quarter notes and eighth notes and eighth note triplets and stuff that I just haven't got a clue what they are. But it's very specific practice. So you might decide that you're going to maybe do some still life drawing, or use a certain type of material like charcoal. I'm not particularly comfortable with, so that's something that I could just do some drills almost and practice drawing different lines with different thicknesses and different softness of charcoal or pencil, and just spend 10 minutes doing it. So there's no fixed outcome. You're not looking to create a finished piece of work. It's just literally doing the leg work, the groundwork, doing the drills. Then they suggest, if you've got 20 minutes to do some work on your main focus. So in Richard's case, it might be a song that he's practicing for an upcoming gig. In my case, it might be work on a painting. And usually I would work for longer than 20 minutes. It would be more like a couple of hours. But think of that as your main chunk of work, if you like. So you're warmed up, you're confident that your sort of mind-hand coordination is in the right place, and you can do some good work. And then lastly, they suggest play to music, 10 minutes. So what would your play to music be? Would that just be, quite often I will crank up the music and have a dance around, and if it's a big canvas, I'll just get quite fluid and quite animated and let the paint flow and let the mind flow, and just sort of really have some fun with it, because I think that's really important. So just in a very quick summary, that's the sort of thing that they were being encouraged to practice. So Richard might well practice for half an hour to 45 minutes a day when he gets back from work. But now he's thinking of doing it in a very structured way. So if that's all you have, think about what it is you're going to do, because I think there's so many issues like procrastination and lack of time and fear of spoiling a piece of paper, or the pressure of trying to get a finished piece of work done that we can post on Instagram. And really there's better ways to hone our craft and practice our art. So I'd be really interested to know what how you interpret this, and what sort of exercises you try and do, or you might now try and do. And I'll do the same. And as I say, I'm just going off to Tuscany, and I'm sure maybe I'll be sitting on the plane, maybe doing some of these exercises in a mindful way. So yeah, comment below, and look forward to speaking to you soon.